Hi, my name is Ariel. I want to welcome you to Points of Light. We're going to take you on a visual tour of our pendants, which are quite rare and extraordinary, the selection that we have. Everything's been hand-picked. Starting with these are true Star of David cut pendants. This actually is a sterling silver Star of David, and the idea is that there is a triangle here and there's a triangle on the back side that create a three-dimensional depiction of the six-pointed star, which this is cut out of natural clear quartz. It was actually a design that was popularized by Marcel Vogel. We also have these in 14 karat gold in different sizes, and we also have it in ametrine, which is a natural combination of citrine and amethyst. These are exquisite, and these are definitely the true embodiment of talismans in terms of they have an energetic effect as well as being distinctive and beautiful. So there's very few places that carry true Star of David cuts like this. A lot of the ones on the market are much thinner and they don't give you the depth and or the energetic quality. And then next we have these, which are cut by the same cutter, but these are original designs. That is also the gentleman that cuts our Vogel wands, our true Vogel wands. So these are cut to the highest level of quality. They are unique designs. This is Siberian blue quartz, which is the only lab-created crystal that we carry at Points of Light. It's actually a laboratory-grown quartz with cobalt. But all of the clear that you see here on the other pendants is natural quartz, and the idea of the colored stones and the way that these are designed is that they're right under the bezel is a piece of dichroic glass which takes and shoots the color from the top stone down into the tip of the pendant in a very unique way. This is called the lotus cut, and it takes the blue and shoots it down into the tip for a very magical effect. Same thing with this piece. This is called the Michael pendant, and basically this is 14 karat gold, amethyst, and quartz, and if you can see, it shoots the color down into the tip in a very amazing way. These are again very potent and very beautiful at the same time. Then we have these. This is natural cacoxenite, which is the bottom stone. It's amethyst with a number of other minerals. This is moldavite and amethyst, and these are very rare to find gem quality cacoxenite, and then with the combination of the moldavite and amethyst is really quite amazing, and these pieces are one of a kind and irreplaceable at this point, especially this quality of cacoxenite. Here we also have super high quality Larimar. This is a stone from the Caribbean. It's all natural. Nothing here that we're seeing is dyed. Then also we have this beautiful moldavite, a very large, round, very clear moldavite set in 14 karat gold. We also have an oval, which is quite beautiful as well. Moldavite, a very unique stone from the Czech Republic. This is a meteoric glass that the only green gem quality meteoric glass in the world. You have this piece, which is a fine natural specimen set in a very simple 14 karat gold setting. Quite beautiful. This is from Bezidnichi, which is one of the most sought after localities of moldavite. This piece is quite amazing. A very large moldavite natural piece set in a gorgeous gold setting. Very rare to find this quality of this size of moldavite, but also this quality, museum quality piece. Unbelievable. Then we have two unique one-of-a-kind pieces here, this moldavite with pearl and moldavite with faceted and natural together in one pendant. And then next we come to the rest of our journey will be with these. This is by a gemstone cutter by the name of Lawrence Stoller, who is one of the finest gem cutters in the country. He's famous for cutting large pieces of quartz, but he also makes these wearable pendants, starting with this, which is a carved rose quartz, and as you can see, very translucent, very bright, gem quality rose quartz, very different than what you see generally. This is a African amethyst, which is incredibly deep in color. This is natural, it's not heat treated. This is a heliodor, which is a beryl, which is in the same family as aquamarine and emerald, but it's the yellow stone with some very unique designs to make it basically a one-of-a-kind wearable art piece, which all of these are. He does not repeat designs. Here's a beautiful shade of citrine, natural citrine, not heat treated. This is a very unique design. One of Lawrence Stoller's specialties. He created what's called a chakra totem, a standing jewel about that big many years ago, and he's made a wearable version of it here. So this is quartz interspersed with natural gemstones to create this chakra pendant. And we have a few pieces of these. This is ametrine, an ametrine carving, which is natural amethyst and citrine from Bolivia. Gorgeous, very rare. He does amazing work with this stone. Here's a beautiful rutilated quartz wearable pendant. That's another rose quartz, super clear, very unique cut, beautiful energy. Here's a classic ametrine in terms of the citrine and amethyst being depicted in its different shades. And next we have a citrine that's yet another shade of natural citrine. Absolutely exquisite energy. And we have Oregon opal. This is a very unique opal that comes from Oregon in large chunks that have all different variants of color. We'll see another one down the line. Here is one of my favorite pieces personally. This is a gorgeous, very light amethyst. Just the way it catches the light is extraordinary. Here we have a green tourmaline pendant, a piece that's been cut on its natural faces, and very powerful piece, very masculine. And then we have another Oregon opal here. This is a carved piece, gives you another idea of the range of color of this material. And another rose quartz, sort of a teardrop shape. And a fantastic rutilated quartz, if you can see the needles in there, just bright and rich and powerful. And finally this piece of ametrine from Lawrence Stoller from our gemstone pendant section. So that gives you an idea of the things that you'll see at pointsoflight.net. Let us know if you have any questions. Welcome to Points of Light. We would like to show you some of our new arrivals. We've got a lot to share, so we'll start here. We have some new pendants from Lawrence Stoller, including an aquamarine, a quartz and turquoise laminate, an incredible black tourmaline and rutilated quartz combination of a carved pendant. So definitely look in our Lawrence Stoller category and in our new arrivals for these and other pieces. And then one of our most exciting new items is this mini Vogel pendant. These are cut by the same person who cuts the Vogel wands that we have. So they're actually hand cut out of clear quartz and amethyst. They come in gold and silver. These are amazing pieces, very powerful. And here we have some more Lawrence Stoller pendants as well. Carved rose quartz, an Oregon opal. And then we come down to our hearts. We have a lot of carved hearts from Peru, like Mangano calcite. These are hand polished. We have some beautiful lepidolite hearts from Wyoming. We have rutilated quartz polished points, more hearts from Peru. Phantom, really high quality phantom quartz from Brazil. Some beautiful rhodonite and rhodochrosite hearts from Peru, as well as golden calcite from China. And one of our best batches ever of chrysocolla hearts from Peru, as well as serpentine and angelite. Also some top grade carnelian hearts from Madagascar, as well as beautiful rose and lavender hearts from Madagascar as well. These are just lovely energy. And we have a new batch of copper from Michigan. These are all native natural copper that is from one of the most prolific localities of copper in the United States. Especially love the spheres that we have and pyramids and a couple of different sizes. Great healing tools. And then we have a large batch of new healing wands from Peru. All kinds of jaspers, epitolite, chrysocolla, pyrite, rhodochrosite, rhodonite, sodalite, angelite, and a few things from India like sunstone and ruby and fuchsite, and some sodalite from Bolivia, aragonite from Peru, orbicular granite from Peru, and nephrite, Inca jade, and more things coming, so watch our healing wand category. And we also have new flames of all different styles and shapes and sizes of amethyst and clear quartz, some citrine, and also rose quartz. Beautiful, beautiful pieces for decoration and energy in your space. We also have a lot of new spheres. We have a giant labradorite from Madagascar, and some beautiful carnelian from Madagascar, some high quality smoky quartz from Brazil, as well as some rose quartz and star rose quartz from Brazil as well. And then in among our new spheres we have some more blue obsidian from Brazil, septarian nodule, lavender quartz, and pyrite, as well as angelite, and some new sodalite, rhodochrosite, rhodonite, and serpentine, all from Peru, all hand carved. And then we have some new pieces from Lawrence Stoller, smoky quartz and clear quartz. He doesn't make any design the same, so they're all one-of-a-kind healing art pieces. As well as here we have some beautiful smoky quartz, rose quartz, and rutilated and ametrine healing tools, again all one-of-a-kind from Lawrence Stoller, one of our favorite crystal artisans. And we also have amethyst points from Bolivia. We still have stock of these long gone points, both with rough bottoms and polished bottoms. Take a look at our new arrivals to see what we have available. And we also have a few new points, like this double terminated point from Arkansas that's natural, not polished. This giant smoky quartz from Brazil. And these two beautiful amethyst, or actually quartz clusters, as well as these amethysts that we've had for a little while, but always it's good to take another look at them. We also got some large quartz clusters from Brazil in, like this piece that has gorgeous large points, a bit of yellow and a bit of bronze from iron inclusions, as well as this piece. And this very dynamic piece with large single points all clustered together, and large plate clusters like this one from Arkansas. And then here we have a bunch of new things from cobaltocalcite from Morocco, blue chalcedony from Malawi. These are beautiful natural specimens. Cobaltocalcite from the Congo, natural malachite, malachite and gem silica. Some beautiful Baltic amber. This is rare that we're able to get this type of quality of amber. And also shungite. We have a brand new shipment of pyramids, spheres with cut bases, as well as wearable shungite discs to put on your cell phone and computers. Also healing wands. So we're keeping up with the demand for shungite. Then we have some new things from Peru, the rhodochrosite and angelite and serpentine hand pieces, as well as a nice cluster of pyrite. Then from China we have golden aragonite and these pieces of quartz and chalcopyrite that are just totally gorgeous. And we come down to more from China, hemimorphite, beautiful blue specimens of this rare mineral, as well as a new batch of azurite and malachite from China. These are beautiful pieces that are getting harder and harder to find. We also have some apophyllite clusters from India, clear apophyllite, as well as black lingams, new black lingams in various sizes. And here we have a few new things, which are these Lemurian quartz clusters, which were found about 2 years ago. These are what are sometimes called golden Lemurians. They're little clusters from the same locality as all of the other Lemurians that were discovered about 10 years ago. And we have some polished beauties from Madagascar, carnelian and blue calcite and new gerasol quartz, labradorite from Madagascar, some beautiful red ammonite, which is a fossil that's opalized from Madagascar, but the red is a very rare color. And then we have quartz from the original find of Lemurian quartz laser wands, which we still have a stash of, but are going away pretty quickly. They're really beautiful, the best laser wands we've ever seen. They have top grade Lemurian points as well. We also have polished Lemurians, which are polished on the bodies and with natural bottoms, so that you get a little bit of both the natural feel but also get to look into the interiors of those. We have some beautiful new calcite from Mexico, as well as these exceptional pieces of calcite from the Elmwood mine in Tennessee that are very rare. Also some new danburite, large points, as well as bojai stones. We have new and all different sizes of bojai stones. Also some small amethyst clusters from Veracruz, which are very pretty and very rare. We have a new stone called Auralite 23 from Canada. It's similar to Super 7, and it's a very new crystal with a lot of different elements in it. That's very interesting. And then we do our best to keep in stock a lot of the stones that are talked about in the Stones of the New Consciousness book, like Lemurian golden opal, aragonite from Spain, blue aragonite from China, healer's gold, Agni gold danburite, glendonite. We also have a new batch of azestrolite from North Carolina, the original azestrolite, as well as some new pieces of phenakite from Brazil, rough and small danburite crystals. And we also got a new shipment of moldavite, which is one of our most popular stones. We have some raw pieces, some polished, some to wear, some cut pyramids, jewelry of different types. And we also have some gemstone jewelry that we've just gotten in of high quality natural amber, sugilite, rhodochrosite, amethyst, chrysocolla, rose quartz, moonstone, and also some opal and kyanite and lapis, as well as a few watermelon tourmaline pieces. So all of these have come in recently. And then of course we always have new things coming in as far as larger decorator pieces like this beautiful pyrite with quartz from China. We also have some new pieces of amethyst on matrix from Veracruz, which are extremely rare. So look in our decorator section for some of the larger pieces for your healing space or your home. So this gives you a little taste of some of our new arrivals here at Points of Light. You can find us at pointsoflight.net. Welcome to Points of Light. Today we're going to be looking at our spheres, most of which are from Brazil, starting with this one, which is frankly one of our most magnificent pieces. This is amazing in terms of the inclusions, all of the different levels that you can look into, rainbow right there, an interior that literally is like going into another realm. And then this piece, this is an incredible rose quartz sphere. This is all deep, deep gem quality right in here. It also has star, I don't know if you can see that, but basically they're star lines here. This is a star rose quartz, absolutely gorgeous, from Brazil. This piece here, another fine large sphere with a beautiful interior, rainbow deep inside there. And here we have some beautiful obsidian spheres. We've got silver sheen, gold sheen, and just straight black obsidian from Mexico, but really high quality pieces, great energy. Next we have a beautiful smoky quartz sphere, and next to it a star rose quartz sphere that we've nicknamed Ring Around the Rosy. It has the most amazing patterns of pink and layers of pink, very bright. Then we have a citrine sphere, absolutely gorgeous. And here we come to one of our most astounding pieces. This is a 1,100 pound quartz sphere, just to give you an idea of size. It actually has a lot of clarity right under the surface. Amazing with the sunlight catching it, all kinds of rainbows and inclusions. Much clearer overall than actually any sphere we've seen this size. And also we have this, which is one of our most prized pieces as well. It is the most magnificent rose quartz sphere that our supplier that actually cut it, and also we have ever seen by far. The richest color, it's a star as well, totally saturated, gemmy, absolutely astounding, magnificent piece. Of course, all of these are on our website at pointsoflight.net under Crystal Spheres. Next we have a beautiful small sphere that has a lot of clarity, gorgeous interior. This is from Brazil. Next we have one of our clearest pieces, which is one that we call the X sphere, because it has an inclusion in it that actually creates a perfect X, on top of being one of the clearest pieces of this size that we've seen. Next we have a really gorgeous large sphere that is on a multi-color wheel light box. And lastly we have this gorgeous tourmalinated sphere from Brazil that has long, very aesthetic tourmaline, great rainbows, some red flecks of iron. Very rare to find a tourmalinated piece this large, this quality. So you can find all of these and more at our online store at pointsoflight.net. Welcome to Points of Light. Today we're going to be looking at some of our amethyst clusters and geodes from all over the world, starting with these beautiful amethysts from Brazil with custom built stands. These are definitely some of the most beautiful color that you'll see. And these are pieces that are taken in fragments of geodes that are then polished around the edge and then made to fit into these stands for nice display. And of course amethyst is one of the most well-loved healing stones also. And we're fortunate to have a really amazing selection of amethyst from India. These came out a number of years ago and actually are not really available anymore. And they're very different than any amethyst we've seen. They're on matrix with various other minerals, but there's this sprinkling of amethyst, and these are just very magical stones. And then we also have these amethyst from Jackson's Crossroads in Georgia, from a locality that was discovered in the last decade. And so this is like a granidy quartz matrix with little sprinkles of amethyst, which happen throughout the southeastern United States, but these are quite lovely pieces as well. And here we have more, just infinite variety and sizes of these amethyst on matrix from India. And here's an example of two lovely larger amethyst geodes. This one is a fully polished back that sits very nicely, and this is on a custom built stand. And then we also have an interesting and rare collection of amethyst. This has actually been heat treated to just bring out the color, but these are from China, and they're a very unique formation of very colorful, very slender amethyst clusters that we actually can't get anymore at this point. And then we also have here some beautiful Veracruz amethyst from Mexico, and these are points on matrix that are extremely rare to ever get this kind of quality or color from this locality. And then to the right you can see some of the smaller clusters, which are more what you may have seen, and even these are getting extremely rare. Beautiful, very different, slender points that are unusual for amethyst to form in this way. And then finally we have a few more of our lovely geodes on stands, including this piece, which is actually a chalcedony rind with the amethyst cut and sits as a point, which is very unusual, so you get to see the whole formation. So all of these and more are available at pointsoflight.net. Welcome to Points of Light. We're going to be showing you some of our new arrivals, which you might want to check our new arrivals fairly often because we constantly are putting new things up. But we're going to start with what we have here, some new pieces by Lawrence Stoller, like this rose quartz and a really fine rutilated and smoky quartz pendant, a piece of rutilated with black tourmaline, a turquoise with a sculpted quartz on top. So those are new for us here by the amazing gemstone artist Lawrence Stoller. Then we also have these. We're fortunate to have mini Vogels now that are set in sterling silver and gold that are hand cut by the same person who does our large Vogels. And these are incredible. They're just amazing energy and a new item for us. Then we have hearts from all over the world, including Mangano calcite from Peru, which is just one of the most beautiful bright pinks in the mineral kingdom. We have red jasper, Incan jade, rhodochrosite and rhodonite, all hand polished from Peru, as well as these chrysocolla hearts, angelite hearts, and carnelian from Madagascar. Some of the best carnelian in the world comes from Madagascar, as well as our rose quartz in many sizes and many shades, some going into lavender. And also we have new Bolivian amethyst points and amethyst flames from Brazil. And we also have some new healing tools by Lawrence Stoller, this rutilated quartz piece, a piece of ametrine, which is from Bolivia, a rose quartz massage tool, a couple of smoky quartz meditation points and hand pieces, as well as these quartz in various sizes, large smoky quartz meditation piece that's just truly incredible. Then we have spheres. We have a bunch of new spheres, rhodonite from Peru and rhodochrosite, amber spheres from Lithuania, sodalite spheres from Bolivia, blue calcite from Madagascar, as well as carnelian, which we got some beautiful geode pieces of carnelian. Then we got pyrite from Peru, which are really unique, jade from China, lavender quartz from Madagascar, and rhodonite from, that's actually from Brazil. And then down here we've got some new rose quartz, also pyramids. We just got in rose quartz, smoky quartz, clear quartz, all from Brazil, as well as fluorite from China, and jade, and also a nice large labradorite sphere from Madagascar. And we're also really pleased to have a whole lot of new crystal healing wands, including bloodstone from India, tiger eye from South Africa, basalt wands from Madagascar, and then lots and lots of hand polished from Peru pieces like serpentine and angelite and sunstone and jasper and pyrite, dumortierite, which is an unusual stone, first time we've had that, chrysocolla from Peru. As well as in the back you can see we have citrine double terminated points. These are heat treated, but they're really beautiful, beautiful pieces, the best we've seen in a while. And then we have a few choice large pieces in, like this double terminated quartz from Arkansas, which is rare to find one this size, as well as a single point. Some beautiful small clusters from Arkansas that are very clear points. Also this beautiful amethyst from Para, Brazil, which is very unusual. It's an etched amethyst cluster. And we also have some new larger quartz clusters from Arkansas as well. So check that out. First new ones that we've had in a while. There's a few more over here. And in our mineral case we have a lot of new offerings, including shungite. We've got pendants and wands and discs for cell phones and computers of this stone, spheres, pyramids. And we also have amber from the Baltics, which is some of the highest quality amber in the world. Also cobalto calcite from the Congo, blue chalcedony from Malawi, and these beautiful new pieces of tiger iron. Then down here we've got some quartz and calcite and quartz and chalcopyrite from China. Nice piece of smoky quartz from Malawi. Also got these golden aragonite from China that are new. A nice new cluster of pyrite from Peru. these beautiful palm stones of rhodochrosite from Peru. And also we have some new black lingams of different sizes that you can check out. We have some apophyllite clusters from India, and also these azurite and malachite from China from an old collection. Some beautiful, beautiful pieces, as well as that piece of hemimorphite toward the back from China, which is excellent quality. And then here we have rubellite and tourmaline in quartz, some of the best small palm pieces we've seen, and also some new Lemurian quartz clusters from Brazil. And down here we have some red ammonites, which is a fossilized, opalized ammonite from Madagascar, some beautiful malachite and gem silica from the Congo. We also have a handful of quartz Lemurian laser wands and regular Lemurian points from the old find from the early zeros. And we've also got lots of new things in the Stones of the New Consciousness and Book of Stones type stones, like shamanite calcite from Colorado, aragonite from Spain, crimson cuprite from Mexico, some healer's gold pieces, which is a combination of magnetite and pyrite from Arizona, and also some new Agni gold danburite spheres, some new Rosafia pieces, some Lemurian aquatine calcite, mystic merlinite, some beautiful new pieces of pneumite, spheres, hearts, wands, and pendants, as well as a zestulite from New Zealand that's called sorrelite. And also on that note, a new stone called Auralite 23 from Canada, which is akin to the Super 7 that came from Brazil. It's got a lot of different elements in it, and it's one of our favorite new stones. And we've also got a few pieces of calcite from the Elmwood mine in Tennessee, which is one of the most sought after for calcite. We also have new raw pieces of moldavite, new moldavite jewelry, sterling silver pendants of all different types, and then also some gemstones set in sterling silver like this rose quartz, some beautiful dark amethyst, some top quality rhodochrosite from Argentina, some beautiful sugilite which we rarely ever see. So all of this and more you can see in our new arrivals at pointsoflight.net. Welcome to Points of Light. Amethyst is one of our primary stones here at Points of Light, especially big amethyst. So we're going to take you for an up-close and personal tour of what we have to offer. This is a prime example of our quartz from Bolivia. This mine is closed and these are no longer available, so this is pretty much an irreplaceable piece along with a few other large ones that we have. But the unique thing about these is that they are nothing's polished on these clusters. This is all natural, which is unusual for quartz out of South America other than geodes. They actually need to be polished oftentimes, so this is very rare to have points of this size that are not polished. And then we have some beautiful geodes here which actually have fully polished backs of gray agate, which make for a very aesthetic and powerful piece. These are from Brazil. And here's another with some beautiful outside matrix. It almost looks like moss agate. And these are prime examples, and most of the time you don't see the amethyst with polished backs like this. They're mostly kind of a gray rock, or even fixed up with concrete to stabilize them. So this is a fully polished, and beautiful piece. And this is one of our centerpieces at Points of Light. This is a amethyst with calcite and rose quartz. This is one of two pieces that actually has rose quartz along with amethyst that we've ever seen. Another one we'll show you in a minute. But this I call the amethyst mountain. Then we have these amethyst flowers, and then sprinkled with small calcite crystals. And this is a one-of-a-kind piece with a beautiful agate rind. Then we have this piece. This is also calcite amethyst sprinkled with rose quartz in a beautiful standing open geode. Again, this is one of our favorite pieces. And then we'll show you another piece from Brazil. This is one that really shows off the rock that the amethyst grows on, and is a beautiful, beautiful specimen from Bolivia, again from the Anahai mine, which is now closed. This is another one of our big amethysts that is incredibly dramatic. Beautiful color, polished sides, incredible contrast of calcite crystals along with deep, deep purple amethyst from Brazil. Great centerpiece or table piece. And then these are also beautiful, beautiful, large amethyst clusters from Bolivia. A few that we have left of the larger size pieces. And again, the color goes from this beautiful lilac to the deep purple and a whole range of colors. So these are some of what's available at our Big Amethyst section at pointsoflight.net. Welcome to Points of Light. We're going to be looking at moldavite, azeztulite, and a bunch of other of kind of the newer wave, I would call it, of healing stones, starting with moldavite. This is a stone that a lot of you may know about, but it carries quite a mystical weight to it. It's a tektite, which is a meteoric glass from the Czech Republic. So you're seeing some raw pieces set in jewelry here. The green stones that are faceted moldavite. We have sterling silver and 14 karat gold settings. And moldavite is becoming more and more rare every year, and it has been called the stone of transformation. It is incredibly rare. It's a beautiful stone, raw as well. We have raw pieces and then lightly tumbled pieces here that are really exceptional quality, basically museum grade. And then we have phenakite, which is another of the most sought after stones of the New Age. It's not quartz, even though it's kind of white and clear. It's another mineral altogether that has beryllium as one of the main elements, and it is probably one of the highest frequency stones on the planet from an energetic and healing point of view. And very rare. We're fortunate to have these rough pieces at very reasonable prices from Brazil. And then we have danburite, which is also very sought after for jewelry making, for healing. It's, again, its own stone. It's not a quartz. It's from Mexico, and this mine is closed. Danburite was actually named for Danbury, Connecticut, which was where danburite was first discovered, but the clearest and best quality pieces come from Mexico, and these are from that area, and this mine is actually mined out. We've just been fortunate to find various pieces that we can offer. Another stone, of the New Age is definitely bojai stones, and these are becoming harder and harder to find. Since the early 70s, the woman who owns land where there's a great deal of these has been putting them together in sets for polarity and energy work, and they are quite amazing. There's one stone that's a bit rough, one that's a bit smooth, and they're looked at as balancing the masculine and feminine energies, and we have them in all different sizes, including some very large pieces that are in the azeztulite, moldavite, and more section, and in our mineral section, and they also come with a certificate of authenticity. And we have Libyan desert glass, which is a tektite found in Libya, the only yellow tektite that's known. Very mysterious, very interesting energy. Then we also have the Synergy 12 and Ascension 7 healing wands, which include a lot of the most sought-after high-frequency stones that are talked about, especially in the book The Stones of the New Consciousness by Robert Simmons. Then we have some natural phenokites from Burma, some cut phenokite that makes an incredibly fiery cut gemstone. We have Nirvana quartz, which is from the Himalayas, glendonite, which is a very unusual stone formation from Russia, blue aragonite, morganite, which is a beryl, which is in the family of emerald, and it's a beautiful, beautiful heart energy stone that's actually quite rare. We have it both polished from Pakistan and just rough from Brazil. We have naturalite, which is a stone from Madagascar, very high frequency. We have crimson cuprite, which is a recent find in recent years in Mexico of massive cuprite that's a beautiful deep red. We have numite from Greenland, which is the oldest gemstone in the world. It's about 3 billion years old. It's in the labradorite family. We have this incredible piece of golden herderite, which is a natural crystal. This is again one of the rarest and most, looked for of the kind of the new age stones. That's an amazing piece. We have Lemurian aquatine calcite, which is recently found again from Argentina. We have Agni gold danburite, which is a non-crystalline, meaning it doesn't come in points, danburite from South Africa, but a beautiful rich gold color which is rare to find. We have Tibetan tektite from Tibet that is amazing. Some have a little bit of transparency to them, but mostly they're opaque black, as most tektites are. We have some Tibetan black quartz, which has a black inclusion in it, and these are also double terminated. And then we come to azestrolite, which this is original North Carolina azestrolite from the original find. It's either kind of a snowy white, or we have also some pieces that are beautifully clear, very sought after stone and very highly regarded in the healing arts. And we have Himalaya gold azestrolite from India, which has been found in recent years in spheres and hearts and raw pieces and polished, as well as Satyaloka azestrolite from India, which is a super clear quartz that carries that azestrolite energy, if you've read about that. And then also Vermont azestrolite, which is a little more milky, but also has a very sweet energy. Then we have Rosophyia shamanite calcite from Colorado, which is a very interesting calcite that's been found in recent years. We have scolasite from India, which is a beautiful natural stone that carries that frequency. Also Satyamani quartz from India, which is like an ice clear quartz. Another of our favorites here is healer's gold. It's a natural combination of magnetite and pyrite from Arizona in spheres, wands, and pocket pieces. We also have cryolite from Greenland that's incredibly rare, only comes from that one area. White, very unassuming but very powerful stone, as well as petalite, brookite, strontianite, and many more. If there's anything you're looking for from these two books, which actually have become quite the gold standard, is the Book of Stones now in terms of the healing world of crystals, and then also the Stones of the New Consciousness is a book that spotlights and talks about a lot of the stones that we've been talking about. And so all of these and more are available at pointsoflight.net. Hi, my name is Ariel. I want to welcome you to Points of Light. I'm going to teach you a little bit about Lawrence Stoller, who is one of the most amazing gemstone artisans in the world today in terms of his creativity and what he's developed over the years, which is he's most famous for cutting very large, what we would call mega gems, finding ways to cut especially large pieces of quartz to reveal their inner beauty. And he's also gone on to make pendants and handheld pieces and every size and manner of quartz and gemstone material. This is a great book, which is a pictorial of his work called Frozen Light, which is a treasure in and of itself. Absolutely amazing self-published book that is beautiful on many levels. The writing is excellent. It's also a pictorial on the majority of his work. This is a picture of Lawrence and one of his large pieces to give you an idea. So we'll start with some of the hand pieces, which are basically meditation, massage, and energy healing pieces. He really has a talent for revealing the inner beauty of each stone and has access to amazing quality rough from which these are cut. Quartz is his signature, but he's also working with a lot of other gemstones now. This is a smoky quartz piece, beautiful handheld piece, deep, deep, rich, clear, smoky. This is a gorgeous natural quartz. This is a citrine, which has actually layers and layers of phantoms in it and is an incredibly beautiful, clear piece and one of the most sought after colors of citrine. Here's a very large meditation or altar piece, smoky quartz, double terminated, absolutely exquisite. A small smoky quartz, a standing quartz, which is beautiful on every level. Here's a small handheld meditation piece with very unique cuts, a flat bottom, and literally like looking into another world. Here's a beautiful massage piece that is free-form cut but fits in the hand with amazing sparkling rutile. Here we have a quartz and gemstone color healing set. This is a totally unique design. These are all natural piezoelectric quartz with gemstone bottoms that have been basically faceted on to the quartz and designed in such a way that the color shoots straight up into the tip from the bottom, depending on the angle of light. And these are definitely some of the most amazing color healing tools available today. Another gorgeous meditation handpiece filled with layers and layers of fine rutile. Here's a rose quartz piece that gives you an idea of the level of beauty that clear, rich color rose quartz can offer. This is an amazing piece of smoky quartz that's cut in such a way to just really become alive. Another fascinating piece is this rutilated quartz. This type of quality of rutile where the star is really distinct and the gold is this bright are highly sought after. This is a smoky quartz with beautiful multiple sprays of rutile. And we have gorgeous massage end and beautiful point quartz. This is a smoky quartz double terminated, a really classic piece of that really exemplifies the way he works in cutting. This is an exquisite ametrine piece, which is from Bolivia, and this is citrine and amethyst together, natural. All of these, by the way, are natural color. Nothing's been heat treated or enhanced. This is a lemon citrine, which is very rare to get that shade of citrine in nature. This is a rose quartz piece that's really unique. It's actually a massage wand that's multifaceted and good for acupressure and massage. This is a beautiful ahawite piece, which is natural. The blue is ahawite. It's from South Africa, which this piece is also totally self-healed on the bottom. which means that this is natural and uncut, and then this is polished on the natural faces. And then we come to our pendants from Lawrence Stoller, which each piece is unique, one of a kind. He doesn't repeat designs. They're all just intuitively cut based on the material. We have ametrine, rutilated quartz, rose quartz, Oregon opal, gorgeous natural green tourmaline, different shades of amethyst and citrine. We have this chakra pendant, which is exquisite. It's quartz intermixed with gemstones, beautiful citrine, a heliodor, which is a yellow beryl, amethyst, and rose quartz. All unique and beautiful pieces energetically as well as aesthetically. And then finally we have these two pieces, which are a little more of his signature work in terms of what, got him known around the world. This is a natural quartz that's been polished on some of the faces. Some of the faces are natural, and then he builds these bronze bases for them. And this here is chlorite phantoms in quartz, actually all natural, and this custom built base, and they come with halogens so that they run really cool. And this is really what he's about, is basically taking the inner beauty by, maybe cutting some of the faces off that may have been damaged and or not clear so that you could see into it, and revealing the inner beauty. So all of these are available at our website at pointsoflight.net. Please let us know if you have any questions. Welcome to Points of Light. Today we're going to be looking at our selection of tumbled stones. Now, tumbled stones are something that you can commonly find, but we want to tell you what's special about our selection, which is that a lot of the stones we have are rare, small batch stones that you don't normally find tumbled. They're also really high quality. We've hand-picked really good batches, and also the size in general is a bit larger than what you generally find, which makes them great choices for stones to meditate with, for a medicine bag, for doing layouts, for pocket stones. So let's start with looking at an example of what one can do. We put together these chakra sets, so large and a small set, hand-picked, sort of matched to size, and those are available at our website at pointsoflight.net, along with all of these stones, which we'll look at now. Starting with ametrine. This is a natural combination of amethyst and citrine from Bolivia, which is really rare and hard to find in a tumbled form. I'll just give you some highlights as we pan here. We've also got some really beautiful chevron amethyst, which is a banded amethyst of quartz and amethyst together. We have some beautiful hand-polished tumbled pieces of aragonite, angelite, and others from Peru that we'll be showing you as we go along. This is a rare stone called bronzite. Another thing to say about these tumbled stones is that what a lot of people don't realize is that a lot of these stones, if they were just natural and not tumbled or polished in some way, would not be very aesthetic. So a lot of these stones are massive stones that need to be cut, either for jewelry or for cabochons and such. So a lot of these you wouldn't find as a natural crystal, for instance. We have blue apatite, which is a very rare blue stone, some blue aragonite from China, one of the most beautiful colors in this range. Some very also rare blue aventurine, blue chalcedony, some very bright carnelian from India. Here's some more hand-polished chalcopyrite from Peru, chrysocolla from Peru, some of the most beautiful chrysocolla available. We have some chrysanthemum stone, which is from Madagascar, rare to see tumbled. Some things you might read about but not be able to find like this, dumortierite, hematite, always a good one for any type of healing situation. Red garnet, some very gemmy red garnet from China, some gorgeous golden calcite from China, golden fluorite, honey calcite, some very rare deep amber colored honey calcite, some very good quality jet, some nice large pieces of lapis, very unusual and rare lavender fluorite, some incredibly high quality recent find lapis from Afghanistan, some Mukite jasper from Australia, hand polished malachite from Zaire, Muggle stone, which is actually a South African version of tiger iron, Mangano calcite. This is natural. That's one thing to say also. All of the stones you're seeing are natural and not dyed. We have some honey moonstone, ocean jasper, some of the brightest orange calcite that we've ever seen from Mexico, pink opal from Peru, pink chalcedony from South Africa, some beautiful rhodonite from Brazil, rhodochrosite from Argentina, excellent quality, beautiful quartz, totally optically clear quartz, red aventurine. We come to our ruby zoisite, which is quite rare to find these days, good quality from Tanzania. Best batch that we've ever seen of sardonyx. Some selenite, which is a great healing choice. We have all the obsidians, rainbow obsidian, snowflake obsidian. We have a really unusually high quality batch of star rose quartz tumbled. We have some turquoise from China, different colors of tiger eye, sunstone from India. So that gives you an idea of what we have to offer. We have over 100 varieties of tumbled stones for you to choose from, whatever quantities you need, at pointsoflight.net. Welcome to Points of Light. Today we're going to be looking at what we have available in gemstone cabochons. And people come in and ask, what are cabochons? And the dictionary definition is any precious stone cut in a convex shape, which in simple terms means a domed shape, flat back, which traditionally has been used for jewelry, that type of thing, but also in healing has been used for laying on of stones. Laying stones on the body or doing grid work with stones where you're using these along with any other form of gem or crystal to create a healing layout. But these are very high quality, therapeutic grade, you could say, gemstone cabochons. We're fortunate to have some really unusual, rare, and very high quality choices. We'll start here with charoite from Russia. This is a stone that comes from Lake Baikal in Russia and only comes from that spot. Very sought after healing stone. We have some beautiful chrysocolla from the Baghdad mine in Arizona. Some sugilite from South Africa, which this is the only place this comes from, manganese rich sugilite. We have some rhodonite from Australia. These are quite extraordinary healing pieces actually. We have some shattuckite, which is a stone you may not be familiar with. This is from Ajo, Arizona, and the little flecks of blue-green that you can see in amongst the darker blue is actually Ajoite, because Ajoite originated in Ajo, Arizona. Then we have green calcite, which very rarely has this type of green calcite been cut into cabochons. An amazing healing stone, very rare to be seen in this form. We have some plume agate from Texas. This is from the 1970s and is very rare and sought after by agate collectors, and agate is also quite an amazing healing stone as well. We have some jade from Wyoming, which is a deep, rich green, which is rare to see from the US. This is old material as well. We have some highly unusual red calcite from Mexico. And also to say that a lot of the stones we're looking at is from material that was been saved back for 15 to 20 to 30 years and then cut by our cutter, so a lot of this material is pretty rare and of a higher quality than you might see now. Rainbow obsidian from Mexico. These are some very high quality pieces with all kinds of colors in the rainbow. We have some lepidolite from New Mexico here, which actually is the area where also what's called gel lithium silica comes from. You can see it goes from magenta to the light pink to this deeper violet. These are some of our most prized cabochons. These are from the 1970s. They're gem silica, which the rich blue that you see is gem silica, which is some of the other pieces here have quartz and malachite and a little mix of other things, but there's enough blue in these that they're considered gem silica. Incredibly rare. You will not find pieces like this anymore. We have chalcopyrite from New Mexico in a bed of quartz. Very nice healing pieces. Cuprite from Bisbee, Arizona. Incredibly rare to see in cabochons. A very sought after healing stone that's quite hard to find. We have ahawite in matrix here from the Messina mine in South Africa. About 10 to 12 years ago there was a batch of ahawite rough that was found that these types of stones are cut out of, so the blue-green that you see is ahawite. And we have azurite and malachite. Again, this is 1970s material from Arizona and California. Absolutely stunning pieces, and azurite is one of the premier healing stones. Pink tourmaline from Paula, California. Again, these are from the 70s. The material these come from, virtually impossible to see this quality and clarity of gem, gem rough cut into cabochons of pink tourmaline. Covalite from Montana. This is a silver bearing mineral that is very rare. The best of it comes from Montana. They're very hard to cut into cabochons. Amazing pieces. We have tugtupite from Greenland, which has become into awareness in the last 5 to 6 years as a major healing stone. And this is only available from Greenland from a very small vein, and that's it on the entire planet. It's actually one of the rarest stones in the world. And we have some native silver. Native silver in this form is hard to find, and this is actually as good as we have ever seen. We have some lapis from Afghanistan, and our cutter said when he was cutting these, he actually normally doesn't even care for lapis that much, but was so blown away by some of these pieces. And lapis is actually a combination of lazurite, which is the blue, pyrite, and calcite, makes up lapis lazuli. We have some really good pieces at very good prices here. And we have chrysocolla from the Sleeping Beauty mine, which is famous for turquoise in Arizona. Some really, really gorgeous pieces. Hard to find this brightness of color of chrysocolla now. Then we have rhodochrosite from Argentina. Again, very hard to find this in this type of color and quality. And malachite. These are from Zaire, and they are absolutely gorgeous. There's some incredibly dynamic patterns in these. They sort of were hand-picked for unusual patterns, and again, a very premier healing stone. And we have hemimorphite from China, again rare to see in cab form, kind of an ethereal blue, very rare in any form actually, but especially cabochons. Here we have some ruby from India. Very unusual to find good pieces, especially for healing and or jewelry that are this bright. They're usually more of a muddy red. Gorgeous, gorgeous pieces here, some with natural back. They have a bit of a natural back on the other side. Then we have star rubies from India. Again, all these rubies are from the early 70s, and this type of material is hard to find these days, and for any reasonable price especially. So this gives you an idea of the type of quality and variety that we have, and we always have more coming in and things changing, so if there's something you're looking for that you don't see here or on our website, let us know at pointsoflight.net. Welcome to Points of Light. Today we're going to be showing you some of our quartz points that are starting with these here. These are actually some large Diamantina region Brazilian points, and you can see by the sizing these are pretty hefty. This is the next step down from our big quartz, and we'll be looking at more hand-sized pieces today. And then in the back we have some larger, again, Diamantina region of Brazil, which is one of the most prolific for quartz points. And one thing to say is quartz points like this generally come off of clusters. A lot of people ask that, just as far as how they grow. And then we have here some small Lemurian points, which are in our Lemurian section, and then a couple of single quartz from Arkansas that are really nice size, very dynamic pieces. And then we have some lovely double terminated polished quartz from Brazil that we have in our quartz point section. And then next we have some quartz from Madagascar. These are actually amazingly clear points. Some of them are master crystals. They've just come out in the last few years. They're super, super clear from Madagascar, which is an incredible locality for a lot of different crystals. And then just to the left are the natural citrine, also from Madagascar. These are not heat treated, and it's rare to find natural untreated citrine these days. Then we have some Herkimer diamonds. We're fortunate to have beautiful Herkimers of all different sizes, including super large sizes as well, which we call super Herkimers, that are down here. They're really quite an amazing, smoky, large pieces. From all of these come from a miner that has been mining this claim for about 18 years, so they've never seen the light of day until here at Points of Light. And then also up here we have some Nirvana quartz, which is from the Himalayas, and it was recently found due to glacial melt, meaning they haven't been available ever to people, but they found them. They're kind of an celestial-like, very interesting, very unique formation quartz from India. And then lastly we have an exceptional hand-picked selection of phantom quartz from Brazil, and a lot of people don't realize that what the phantoms are in the quartz is actually where the crystal grew to a certain point and then stopped, and then due to the activity in the earth grew again and again and again. So the phantoms that you see are basically like the rings of a tree, denoting the growth of the crystal. And these are exceptional pieces of all different sizes. And then we also have rutilated quartz, which rutile is a metallic mineral that goes from red to silver to gray and even gold. So the whole range of colors are all the mineral called rutile, which quartz is the host for. And oftentimes quartz that's rutilated needs to be polished to really be able to see into the interior, so these and many more that we have on our quartz point section are available here at Points of Light. So check us out at www.pointsoflight.net. Hi, my name is Ariel. Welcome to Points of Light. Today we're going to give you a tour of our gems and minerals and crystals from around the world. Starting with our case from the US and Brazil, we have quartz Herkimer diamonds from Herkimer, New York. very unique locality which you may be familiar with, but some extra large pieces, like palm-sized pieces, all the way down to the very clear, small ones that you might be familiar with. Then we have some solution quartz from the Jeffrey Quarry in Arkansas. These were mined in the early 70s and are incredibly rare quartz that grew in water. They're clear with very unique formations. Then here's a few examples of some really dynamic quartz clusters from Arkansas, as well as a nice double terminated piece here. Then we have wavelite from Arkansas. This is actually the only place that this mineral comes from. We have some gorgeous specimens as well as cabochons. We have quartz golden healers from Arkansas. These are some of our most beautiful and sort of saturated color small pieces of golden healers, which are very rare, from one mine in Arkansas. Then we come down to our minerals from Brazil, and all of these of course you can see at our website at pointsoflight.net. We have a couple of smoky Lemurians, which are very rare, very tiny amount of Lemurians are smoky. Some tangerine quartz, some beautiful calcite spheres, orange and clear and golden. Here are some very lovely rose quartz, star rose quartz actually, from Brazil in spheres, as well as some lavender spheres from Brazil. Some really deep, dark amethyst eggs from Brazil as well. Then here we have one of our prized collections of black tourmaline and black tourmaline quartz from Brazil. These are some of the most amazing quality and luster of black tourmaline or schorl that we've seen. Next we have rutilated quartz from Brazil, which goes from the silver titanium type look to the gold that you're familiar with. Gorgeous pieces, free-form polished standing pieces. And we also have a very fine collection of phantom quartz from Brazil that have multiple phantoms, some up to 6 or 8 or 12 phantoms in one crystal. And then coming down we have smoky quartz from Brazil, some beautiful flames, more tourmaline, and an old collection of kyanite in quartz from Brazil. This is probably from about 15 years ago. Beautiful, beautiful pieces, great healing pieces. Some amethyst flowers from Rio del Sol, Brazil, where these come from. Very beautiful, old batch as well. All of these minerals have been hand-picked, and a lot of them are actually quite rare specimens that you're not going to find very easily. We have some calcite from the Elmwood mine in Tennessee. These are very highly sought after, as well as fluorite, sphalerite, and galena from the Elmwood mine as well. Have an interesting sphalerite in cabochons from there. Then we have some of the rarer healing stones like azeztulite. This is the original azeztulite from North Carolina. Bojai stones, which were amazing healing stones. We have copper and silver from Michigan, combinations that are exquisite. These are natural specimens. Then we get into some more of our U.S. material, some azurite from New Mexico, this beautiful aragonite, we call it the Dragon, from Bisbee, Arizona. Many unique pieces. And some angelite from Mexico, beautiful pieces that are becoming much more rare now. This is actually anhydrite, also called angelite. Others from Mexico, fluorite, some green fluorite and yttrium fluorite, hand-polished pieces. Some danbarite from the now closed mine where these come from in Mexico. We have Chiapas amber, which is some of the best amber other than Baltic in the world, hand-polished pieces, very beautiful. We just got in recently a batch of smithsonite from the Kelly mine in New Mexico. We also have Veracruz amethyst points, jewelry points put together in sets. Selenite from Mexico, beautiful wands, both smoky and clear, from Mexico. All of these are old batch, very hard to find these now. We have adamite from Mexico, fluorite from cave-in rock in Illinois, And these selenite, large points from the Nika mine in Mexico, which is right near where the Cave of Swords mine is, and also the mine you may have seen in National Geographic with the very largest crystals that have ever been found. These are very rare pieces at very fair prices. And then we come to our Peruvian and international case, starting with some hand-polished Mangano calcite, natural pink calcite from Peru, chrysocolla. Some of the best chrysocolla now available is from Peru in spheres, wands, hearts, etc. Beautiful piece of Peruvian pyrite, a few left of our covalite pieces from Peru, extremely rare. Some also rare fine barite clusters from Peru. We have some amber spheres from Lithuania, jet sphere from Australia, and a few pieces from South Africa, spirit quartz, and tiger eye, a beautiful tiger eye healing wand. And some large tumbled blue celestite from Madagascar. Rare to see these in larger hand pieces like this. Azurite from Morocco. We were fortunate to come upon a batch of these gorgeous bright nodules of azurite from Morocco from about 10 to 15 years ago. Also vanadinite from Morocco. These are very lustrous, incredible specimens at reasonable prices. Absolutely gorgeous, rare mineral. And we have a few pieces of dioptase from the Congo, as well as a dioptase with malachite. And also we were fortunate to get this cobalto calcite from Morocco. Natural, this is all natural. Some great crystallization here. And we have some calcite spheres from Madagascar, as well as carnelian hearts. Some dumortierite, beautiful blue, hand-polished from Madagascar. Some more tumbled and hand-polished pieces from Peru. And then we have pyrite clusters from Peru. A few more polished, very high-grade labradorite pieces, spheres and tumbles from Madagascar, as well as carnelian. And one of the best localities for carnelian in the world is from New Zealand. And then we have some malachite and gem silica from Zaire. Beautiful, beautiful large hand pieces that are hand polished. And we have blue aragonite from Seraphos in Greece. This is incredibly rare from the 1970s. We have a gemstone reflexology set, which you can see in our healing wand section. And then some very rare, unusual things: green quartz from Seraphos, Greece, cryolite from Greenland, numite from Greenland, one of the oldest gemstones in the world. It's about 3 billion years old. Spectrolite from Finland. We have phenakite from Burma, Agni gold danburite from South Africa, some super rare golden celestite from Poland. And then we get to our Chinese minerals, fluorite, natural octahedrons, as well as polished pieces. One of our most prized pieces, blue barite from China, quartz with hematite from China, azurite, fluorite, hemimorphite. And you can see all these and more at our website at pointsoflight.net in our mineral specimens section. Welcome to Points of Light. One of the questions we get asked most often here is, what is crystal healing, first of all? And second of all, what are good healing stones? And my simple answer to that is usually that I feel all stones are healing stones. And so we're going to look at, what we have at Points of Light from the perspective of crystal healing and practical application of what we have here. So starting with these, which I lovingly call environmental pieces. I mean pieces that are very large, that would lend themselves to being in a garden or a sanctuary or a piece of land, and they're big enough that they have an energy that could really lend a whole healing quality and quality of serenity, I would say. And also energizing. Quartz is a very energizing crystal. from the macrocosm of these large pieces to smaller pieces that we'll be looking at. And we have a large selection of books for also answering that question, on your own time, so to speak, and reading what's been put out in the last 25 to 30 years about different ways to look at crystal healing. And there's three basic categories that I would say. One is the environmental pieces, the larger pieces, like these that we'll be looking at in a moment, that are really for kind of setting the tone of a space, setting the energy of a space. And things like amethyst that we looked at, and selenite is a great one for a healing space. Pyrite would bring energizing, to a space for sure. Amethyst is a very spiritual stone, given that it exemplifies that purple color. And quartz pieces like this, these golden healers, bring in, an energy that's really quite soft, a little bit softer than just a clear quartz. Then we have pieces like this that are both decorative and, energetic in terms of being super high quality rose quartz, something you could have that's artistic and yet it lends a healing quality, to your space. And then again, these large pieces that are just really amazing depictions of nature, whether they be, the raw natural piece or the polished, like the rose quartz. And these pieces, in this case, I would say size does matter, that these really do have a very strong impact on, the immediate environment in a healing way, because all crystals are made up of elements on the periodic table that bring different energetics when, they're taken out of the ground and they're available to us to work with in this way. Quartz is obviously one of our specialties, which is really about focusing and clearing and energizing primarily in any form, from the natural form to the polished pieces like the flames that really are cut in such a way that the energy flows almost like in a spiral. People ask, does this have any energetic meaning? And part of it is obviously aesthetic, but it also, I think, creates a bit of a spiral effect. So again, very energizing for the environment. And then quartz, in all different shapes and sizes, is definitely one of the primary stones in crystal healing from a lot of different perspectives, which we'll talk about more on this tour. Then we have crystal healing bowls, or crystal singing bowls, and they are healing bowls in that they all ring a very true tone of the harmonic scale. And we also have quartz with gold and platinum, bronze, silver, as well as vanadium, and then rose quartz, smoky quartz, and amethyst combined with quartz. So there's a whole range of these, and on a practical level, crystal bowls are some of the most quickly clearing of a space, either a room or, a meditation space, and also of ourselves, because they affect our energy in a very strong way when you ring these notes with the crystal being the amplifier of those notes. So these are incredible healing devices. Then we have here another aspect of the environmental crystal perspective is there's a lot of stones that are good for clearing electromagnetic pollution, and this is one of the ones that's come on that's new. It's called shungite, and in the different shapes it's good to put near computers or anywhere that you have a lot of electromagnetic activity, and it basically harmonizes your environment from, cell phone, all the electrical devices that we have now in our lives. It can help to augment that, and there's even books that talk about this subject at this point. So we're sort of talking so far about the environmental, the clearing, and the clearing for meditation, which then opens up the whole rest of the mineral kingdom. If you're sensitive to energy, a lot of people can feel different things from different stones, different energies from different colored stones, and then there's also a whole aspect of crystal healing that has to do with consciousness and sort of tuning into, let's say, the higher spiritual dimension. And these are stones that are talked about in the books book of stones and stones of the new consciousness. We specialize in a lot of the more unusual, rare, and esoteric stones that a lot of people find are amazing for energy work, for spiritual development, and also all kinds of healing work. Sort of at the top of the food chain of the high-frequency healing stones are stones like phenakite and moldavite, which we also specialize in, that seem to have both a very physical effect on people in terms of what they notice, as well as a spiritual one. And then, of course, the age-old way of working with stones is wearing them. So we have various forms of crystal that you can wear that offers a different way. I mean, a way to have something on your body, for throughout your day, different than just putting a small stone in your pocket. So then we have another aspect of crystal healing is the laying on, the physical aspect of stones that also has an energetic piece, and these are cabochons, which are traditionally made for setting in jewelry like we were just looking at, but they can also be used for laying on the body, on the chakra points, on the meridian points, and or wherever you intuitively are guided to actually lay them on your body, because the physical contact can be important in the healing effect. And then we have more jewelry that have some specific functions, like the Star of David pendants, which are a very specific cut of quartz that depicts the six-pointed star when looked at, head on. And these are said to be very protective of your own, energy field, especially for those who are really sensitive to, a lot of the chaotic energy that is in the world, or if you travel a lot or live in a large city. It's a way to sort of, keep yourself clear. And quartz pendants also are very well known for just aiding your general well-being. And then here we have, again, just a whole other range of crystals, including amethyst, amethyst points, great both for meditation and for, your environment. So they can sort of serve a dual purpose, things of this size. And then larger pieces like spheres and the flames all also bring a very concentrated healing energy with their own qualities, like rose quartz. And then calcite is another, lingams, which are from India, which are excellent for meditation as well. And then here we have, going into our more meditation pieces, the Platonic solids, which are basically depictions of the 5 shapes that inform all of creation, but cut out of quartz. So this is a unique way to be able to work with these fundamental shapes. And even though, yes, you're just looking at a shape, you're also holding quartz, which is energizing that shape. Then we also have Vogel crystals, which are healing wands. When people ask for healing wands, we usually show them these, which are some of the highest quality healing wands made today. They're hand cut out of clear quartz in everywhere from 4 sides to 24 sides. And they're some of the most amazing tools in terms of transmitting energy. I look at them as like handheld lasers of being able to take your own consciousness and healing intention and send that to someone, either long distance or in a healing session, and or to meditate with. They're pretty much as good as it gets. Then we have all of these meditation and healing pieces created by Lawrence Stoller, who is a very intuitive gemstone cutter who cuts these pieces either for massage, like this piece right here, the rutilated quartz. It has a point and you can hold it, and it really just is an excellent way to use it as an extension of your own, energy field and intention. And spheres are also great for meditating with. I often say that spheres are more radial in the way that they transmit energy, so if these are cut out of all different types of stone, makes them a bit softer, a bit easier to be with, so to speak. And there's lots of different spheres, rose quartz, we've got Lemurian seed crystal cut into spheres, which are amazing just due to their being cut from these very sought-after healing crystals. And of course, amethyst and rose quartz are always very good general healing stones. And then here we come to the more hands-on pieces. There's been a lot of, let's say, a lot of creativity and a lot of more stones available in these type of wands, which can be used for acupressure, massage, and reflexology. And they're just a very amazing way to be able to work with a lot of different types of stones for hands-on, body work or energy work. So this is a bit of a perspective on crystal healing from us here at Points of Light, and you can see more at pointsoflight.net.